Hey, this is David. Today we're going to show you how to test and replace the motor on your Electrolux electric dryer. If you're experiencing issues like the dryer not starting or unusual noises, it might be time to examine or replace this part. Before we get started, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more straightforward and supportive appliance repair tips. Let's get to work and ensure your dryer is running smoothly again. With over 2 million products in stock and the know-how to help you do it yourself, we are AppliancePartsPros.com. All right, for today's job, here's what you'll need. A Phillips head screwdriver, a flathead screwdriver, a 1/4-inch nut driver, a multimeter, a 7/16 socket, and a 7/8-inch socket, both with extensions, and a ratchet. You'll also want a drill with a square drive bit, a good pair of pliers, and a small 2x4. Also, please remember that safety comes first. Always make sure to unplug your electric dryer or turn the breaker off before you begin. With your tools ready and safety taken care of, we're all set to start pinpointing the issue with your dryer. Let's check the outlet thermal limiter. It's mounted right on the vent duct just past where it exits the blower housing. If the exhaust temperature gets too high, this thing opens up and cuts L1 voltage to the motor. But before we go pulling parts off, we can check it right at the control board. Remove the 2 screws on the back of the lid and take off the top panel. The main control board is on the right. Remove its 2 screws and shift it up so you can see the connectors more clearly. Set your multimeter to continuity. Then test the black wire at the terminal block to J23 on the board. If you've got continuity, the limiter's fine. No continuity, that means it's open, and that'll stop your motor from getting power. If you'd like to know more about how to use a multimeter, I've put together a comprehensive tutorial for you, so check out the link in the description. The dryer won't start if it senses the door is open, so let's check if the door switch is working. We can test it right at the control board. With your multimeter set to continuity and the door closed, test from L1 at the terminal block, that's the black wire, to J32 on the board. If you've got continuity, the door switch is doing its job. If not, it's defective and needs to be replaced. Now let's see if the board's actually sending 120 volts to the motor. Extreme care should always be taken to protect against electric shock, which could potentially result in serious injury. Please do not test live voltage if you are uncomfortable using a multimeter around live voltage. Now turn the power back on. We're checking the motor relay on the control board. Set your meter to AC voltage, power the dryer on, and press the start button. I mean, if the motor's already running, you wouldn't be doing this, right? Put your leads on terminals J32 and J31. If you read 120 volts, the relay's stuck open, that's a bad board. No voltage, that means the relay's good. By process of elimination, if you've already checked the outlet thermal limiter, the door switch, and the control board, that really just leaves one part, the motor. Especially if it only hums or runs for a few minutes and then shuts off and won't start again until it cools down. That's a pretty clear sign that the motor's on its way out and needs to be replaced. Unplug the 2 connectors on the control board that tie into the console. Up front, there's a screw on each side of the metal bracket holding the console in place. Take those out and set the whole console off to the side. Prop the dryer up with a 2x4. Tilt it back just enough to get underneath. Down at the very bottom, you'll find 2 screws. Get those out. Back up top again, pull the 2 screws from the upper corners of the front door panel. Gently swing the panel forward, unplug the door switch connector, and move the panel out of the way. Next, remove the 2 screws holding the control board plate to the front bulkhead. Then remove the last 2 screws holding the bulkhead. Lift the bulkhead straight up and off. Reach in and release the drum belt. Slide the drum out of there Grab a 7/16 socket with an extension and remove the small center nut. Then switch to a 7/8 inch socket. Hold the belt pulley steady with a pair of pliers and turn the plastic center of the blower wheel to the right to loosen it. Yep, it comes off backwards. Use a flathead screwdriver to pop off the rear mounting clip. Then lift up the front blower motor clip and pull the motor out. Next, disconnect the wiring connector. Here's the old motor and here's the new one. If you've already got one, great. If not, you can pick one up at AppliancePartsPros.com. Install the new motor, making sure it's seated in the mount the same way the old one was. While you've still got room, go ahead and plug in the wiring connector. Next, snap in the rear clip, then the front plastic clip to lock it down. Now spin the blower wheel on by hand to the left. Remember, it threads on backwards. Once it's started, use your sockets to snug down the blower wheel and reinstall the center nut. With that done, we're ready to put everything back together. Now slide the drum back in, resting it on the rear rollers. Reach underneath, loop the belt around the motor pulley and idler, and make sure it's seated properly. This can be very difficult if you've never done it before. If you need to, go to the back panel and remove it. You'll have a better view of the pulley and the belt system. Lift the bulkhead back into position and set it down into the mounts. Reinstall the two top screws to secure it. Up top again, secure the control board plate back to the bulkhead with its two screws. Grab the front panel and reach down to plug the connector back in and swing it back into place. Run in the two screws at the top corners. Tilt the dryer back and using the 2x4s, reinstall those two bottom screws near the base. Then line up the console and reinstall its bracket screws. Reconnect the two console wires to the control board. Now drop the top panel into place by sliding it forward, then fasten it down with the two rear screws. Turn the power back on at the breaker or plug the unit in. Great job knocking out that motor replacement on your Electrolux dryer. Let us know how it went in the comments. We always like hearing how those repairs turn out. And if you still need a replacement motor or any other part, just head over to AppliancePartsPros.com with your model number. Most parts ship fast, so you'll be back up and running in no time. Thanks for trusting us to walk you through it. We'll see you on the next project.